It's just one of those days when you don't want to wake up. Everything is fucked, everybody sucks. You don't really know why, but you want to justify ripping someone's head off. No human contact. And if you...
Yes, YouTube. Welcome back. So we're in for... I'm not sure which episode it is. It's been a little hiatus, but we're in for another episode of Just the Start Prep Series. And yes, we are just under 4 weeks out from the first show, IBFA Wales, kind of the warm-up show per se, for lack of a better term. Simply, I haven't been on stage since 2023. I'm going to be about 45, 50 pounds heavier. So I just want to get on stage, get some experience back, and obviously dust off the cobwebs, get used to posing, tanning, managing those show day nerves, and give us a really good idea of where we are then for kind of the bigger shows in the season. No disrespect, but just a bigger Two Bro show and PCA show, which is then obviously 8 and 9 weeks out respectively. But we're in a good position here. I was 201 this morning, so still 51 pounds up from stage in 2023, and I'm more or less at similar composition. My front and side is leaner, my back is probably a pound or two off, so safe to say, people, we are 50 pounds up in a 2.5 year off season with 7 months off for fertility reasons, and then obviously about 6 weeks off for a quad tear and infection. So it's been an incredibly productive fucking off season. Now we're going to get into it. We're going to get after a big push session. My training's just recently changed. I was doing a 5-day split previously. I'll put that up on the side. I've now moved it to a 4-day split. Push posterior, rest Wednesday, upper Thursday, rest Friday, lower and top line extras Saturday, then Sunday rest. Now in terms of volume and frequency, there's actually no difference. Just gives me the extra rest day. Doing an extra 1 to 2 sets on those Monday, Tuesday sessions, and an extra 2 to 3 sets, I can get away with more on the Thursday, Saturday sessions because I have rest days around it instead of training 3 days in a row. It's more beneficial for me to spend extra 15-20 minutes in the gym per day on 4 sessions than try get that 5th session in. With childcare and obviously a couple of days committed to that and family time and a growing business and a very exciting business venture coming up, it was almost impossible to tick all those boxes. So just going down to 4 days, it's going to be huge for me. And I've got athletes who do 4 days a week and they make incredible progress. Fucking Dorian done 4 days per week and he wasn't too bad. So yeah, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's fucking get into it. Biggest issue most people have with a hanging leg raise is just obviously the momentum. As obviously you lift through your midsection, through the abdominals, it does create a little bit of forward and that swinging motion. Simply, as you're watching me, as you come down through the eccentric, control it nice and slow. That'll limit some momentum being created. Just touch your feet to the floor. If I can touch my feet to the floor, any of you can. Touch your feet, kill the momentum, go again. The best tip I can offer for dieting or a prep situation: if you wouldn't do it in your off season, don't fucking do it in the diet phase. As simple as. When it comes to dieting, people get deeper into the diet. For example, if one of your meals is like whey, berries, you'll see people making stupid fucking ninja creamies that they don't have in the off season. If you have it in the off season, continue it. You know, trying to make brownies out of fucking whey protein. Just keep it simple, stupid. Keep doing what you were doing previously, because those changes, trying to eradicate hunger completely, is driving even more food focus. For example, if you enjoy a Pepsi Max at night in your off season, continue doing that. But having 2 fucking 3-litre balls to help curb hunger is just driving that food focus even more and making the diet more difficult. If you can't handle the pressure of trying to progress your logbook consistently, bodybuilding's probably not for you. Now, that's probably a really harsh kind of statement to make, but if you don't have it within you, if you don't have the tenacity and the drive and the desire to go in every week and try add half a kilo to the bar, an extra fucking rep, bodybuilding isn't for you. Bodybuilding is the pursuit of constant and consistent fucking progressions. If you're unable to live up to that pressure, bodybuilding isn't for you. Imagine fucking Lionel Messi or Cristiano Ronaldo turning around and saying, they can't handle the pressure of being the main man in the team. With pressure comes privilege. Fucking lean into that pressure. Use that pressure to drive your best ever performance and results. The load you use for your last feeder set is dictated by the rep range. Now, to give you an example, this is like a 10 to 15 rep range, probably closer to 12 to 15 for a pec fly. I can use, for one rep, I can use that working load for my last feeder without any negatives to performance, to output. Now, if this was like a 4-5 rep RDL, I would not want to use that working load because the percentage is much higher. Obviously, 1 rep to 4-5 reps is much fucking higher to failure and a true working set than 1 rep of 10 to 15. So be smart with the load choices in your feeders to maximize your set. Yeah, so very good. Fucking extra 2.5 kilos, extra 2 reps. Obviously, only last week doing it for the first time, first in my session. So, yeah, this will continue to progress nicely, even as I get leaner and leaner through prep. Should you wear elbow knee sleeves? This is a question I get from clients and online a lot. Now, the only negative really to wearing these is becoming over-reliant on these in the change of force. There's a level of elasticity, even if they're single ply like these. So, and you should be doing this with your movements anyway. If you're wearing these in particular though, you need to take extra care of that change of force to mitigate momentum, kill momentum thing. Momentum kills gains. For me, I use these as a cue. They're like a mental cue. When I put these on, it's for my working set and it means I'm ready to go and it takes me to another place mentally. But do not rely on these and do not let these move the weight in that stretch position, in that change of force. So that's hanging leg raises done, 2 cable ab crunch, 3 sets to start every session. That's 3 times per week. And then on the 4th session, I do calves. I also, on 2 of my 3 rest days, do abs at home as well. So abs are hit 5 times a week. It's a body part that can recover, from high frequency. So it's probably the most durable body part. I'd say calves as well. So you may as well hit abs as often as you can. Now, fly done, extra 2.5 kilos per side, extra couple of reps. Still kind of setting a baseline there as I've moved that from later in the session to the front of the session. Now, the reason why I've moved that to the front of the session now is to kind of limit my progressions on pressing. I'm happy for pressing to stay where it is till the end of prep to avoid any injuries. Now, you're on 4, 8 and 9 weeks out, so I need to be very, very mindful. And in terms of condition, I'm probably, I'd say 4 or 5 weeks out from being like legit peeled, like to the bone. So I need to be smart here. I know that sounds strange, limiting progressions, but at this point of prep, it's very important that you're just smart and you don't get greedy. That's the main thing, just making sure I don't get greedy. I'll take a rep if it's there, I'll take a load increase if it's there, but I'm not gonna be overly forceful here. Now, we're on to 2 sets of Smith press here. I think it's 2 sets. I'll have to double check because I've just obviously adjusted my program in a touch. Working set's going to be, I think, 3 plates here. First time I've done it after a fly, so we'll have to assess as we go along. When pressing, the angle of the bench isn't really that important. Most people are going to equate the angle of the bench to which division of the pec you're hitting. The angle of the bench, like I said, isn't that important. What's more important is your posture, is your chest position. If your hips, you could have the highest incline, you could have this up fucking here. But if your hips are coming up excessively and flattening out that torso and posture position, that's not now an incline. Just because the bench angle is an incline does not mean there's an incline press. Yep.
Put your hands together one time and help me pray for one thing I'll come again. Oh Lord. Put your hands together one time and help me pray for one thing I'll come again. Oh Lord.
Fucking hell. An extra rep, I'll fucking take that. Usually by this point of diet, pressing is absolutely fucked. But obviously a combination of factors here. I'm managing training volume more effectively than I have before. PEDs help as well, of course. And in my off season, I cleaned up my pressing to like make sure I was owning the eccentrics, owning that change of force, using less momentum, because now that I'm leaner, I have less body fat and body weight, I have less leverage and body fat to create that momentum. So if you're going to eliminate that in your off season, you set yourself up to continue to progress in your diet and mitigate the drop off in performance. Woo! Be an arrogant cunt. Now what I mean by that is, when it comes to gym performance, when it comes to looking at your logbook, you need to have the mindset of, I'm going to fucking progress this no matter what. I'm the type of guy, I'm the type of person who's going to progress this. Even if you have to, in your head, look around at people you see online, people in the gym, and think, these fuckers aren't able to do what I can do. I'm going to take this to another level. Like, Cristiano Ronaldo said it best, like before he steps up to take like a free kick, he says to himself along the lines of, you know, take the step. No one else here would take the step, you take the step. If you have that mindset towards gym performance, it's going to translate to physique progress. Come on, it's yours. Easy. Wild. Just under 4 weeks out from show number 1. And pressing is still moving really well. Obviously, increase to the fly movement. Now this has gone from first movement to second, and I added a rep on the first set and an extra 1.25 kilos either side and mat reps, with it being a second movement. So, fucking, yeah. Well done, Joshy boy. Fucking hell. Oh. So there we go, it's fly done. 2 sets mid-incline Smith, 1 set on the Trained by JP granite press here. As you can see, I've loaded it. 4 plates on the top, 2 on the bottom. So it's going to be heavier than that lengthened. It's not quite like a 50-50 split. It's obviously like 66 top, 33 bottom. Now, the reason for that in particular is just because I've already done 2 sets of mid-incline Smith, so my ability to get short and my strength in that mid-range is going to be a little less. So I'm just favouring the lengthen, but I have 1 more press, which is the kind of shoulder press, the granite press, where that'll be primarily like 90% lengthened. But obviously these numbers, they sound a bit far-fetched, but if you want to get the most out of your training, you need to be able to you need to be able to manipulate those resistance profiles, because at the start of your session, you're going to be strong in that contracted position, that shortened position, and it's going to come down to the mid-length and lengthen as you get through. Otherwise, you're wasting a lot of fucking progress. Our fourth and final press, just one set here. As you can see, it's the kind of shoulder press. I like to treat this like a high incline press. You'll notice my hips will be forward, and I'm thinking toes in front of knees to actively press myself back, create stability. But I'm looking to get a lot of kind of front delt, upper pec here. Like I said, a very, very high incline. With this, I'll actually dead stop it just because the range of motion is limited. So I'd rather, instead of just trying to cut that range of motion, get full range of motion available at the machine, dead stop it, and drive out. All this load is more or less in the lengthen. So doing a dead stop actually makes a lot of sense here. If this was more mid or shortened focus, as I drive out, there wouldn't be a lot of load and I'd lose control. But because it's so heavily focused in that lengthen, it forces you to be controlled at the start. So it's actually a benefit here. Funny how that works out. Yeah, come on in. Oh, fuck. That's the beauty of knowing your resistance profiles. That last rep there on any other machine where it's loaded mid or shortened is not available. But having the knowledge and being able to apply it, I knew I was super strong in that stretch position. If I could just drive through there, the rep would drop off. So that's the perfect last rep, the perfect kind of congruent resistance profile. Knowledge is power. Now, that last rep here, I'll actually clip it for you. If I don't know the resistance profile and if I can't manipulate the resistance profile, that rep is impossible. But it was impossible and incredibly valuable because I knew the resistance profile. I knew I was strong. I know my strength profile. I know I'm strong in that stretch. And I know the machine's loaded in that stretch. And I know if I can drive through those first few inches, which is there, I'm going to get a fucking very valuable rep. Knowledge is power. Know your resistance profiles and you'll get so much more out of your training. So that's cable curls done, progressions taken again, still fucking flying, just sub 4 weeks out. So yeah, some dual tricep pushdowns. Now, I kind of switch back and forth between single arm and dual arm for most of my kind of movements, which are weaknesses. So, you know, arms, delts, lats. Again, body parts are further away from the trunk. I prefer single arm for most movements, just because it helps you create stability with that non-working side. And obviously, the weight is shifted more away from your torso, so it does create that little bit of instability. But in this session, I have obviously delts, triceps, biceps. So just to be time efficient, and obviously you only have so much mental focus for a session, I'll kind of switch up. So my delts and triceps today are dual arm focus, biceps single arm. Nothing crazy, just saves me a bit of time and that mental focus, put more energy and time into these working sets. You struggle to connect to your side delts, this one tip will be a game changer for you. So what I like to do for side delts, it's a muscle group I struggle to grow, connect with. Usually if you struggle to grow a muscle group, you have poor connection. Especially if you drive progressions and it doesn't grow, there's a connection issue. Now, I like to do pulse reps. I'll show you what I'm doing, but it's just looking to, you'll kind of pulse out the stretch and you're thinking find. And once you find that connection, you then drive through. Similar to how you do a leg extension before a leg press, it's kind of the version to do that for like a side delta, bicep curl, anything like that where you want to build as much connection as possible. Arm cable curls done, 2 sets of dual arm tricep push down. Now 2 dual dumbbell laterals, stand in and just lean into the bench again to create as much stability as possible. More stability, more output. I'm gonna have that on my fucking gravestone. As well as short, massive bodybuilder. I have to put a short in there because someone's going to mention it. And then it's 1 set of incline dumbbell curl to finish. And then it's home, eat, and we may sneak in a growth nap as well, something I've implemented recently. Here we go, the last set of the day, and we know what that means. We're 1 set away from that post-workout meal. I can almost taste the sourdough, people. Anyway, 1 set single arm incline curl. I have biceps and delts in 3 times per week, triceps twice, hence why it's low volume in each session. It's low, but it's brutal, accurate volume. And if I do lower volume per session with those intact, it allows me to train more frequently. So for example, if you're training arms once per week, you have the opportunity to grow your arms 52 times per year. If I do it 3 times per week, I have 156 opportunities, quick math, to grow my arms per year. Hence why, don't want to be arrogant. If I speak, I'm in trouble. That's why I've added 50 pounds of tissue in a 2.5 year off season, because my training's spot on.